Hello everyone, welcome to EduTap and welcome to another important CT360 series session in which we cover the most important GE and ESI current affairs from the exam point of view. So guys, we all know that current affairs are really very important for these regulatory bodies exams and all other important government exams. But just covering these current affairs is not important, but the revision also plays a very important role in the retention of these current affairs. And that's why today I will not be covering any additional topic from the recent news articles, but instead we will be revising the topics that we have covered in the last 5 sessions with the help of the MCQs, because in the exam we are supposed to answer the question which are there in the objective format, and that is why today we will be revising all the important content of the last 5 session with the help of MCQs. So once again a warm welcome to all of you in the today's revision session, which is the part 1 of September 2024. Okay, so if you are still new to our YouTube channel, kindly subscribe to it and press the bell icon to receive all the latest updates of the courses and videos offered by us. And my dear friends, you can also join our Telegram channel to get the access to the PDF of the session, the link to which you will be getting in the description of this session. ठीक है, तो हमारे सारे जो भी YouTube सेशंस है उनका पीडीएफ आपको हमारे टेलीग्राम चैनल पे मिल जाएगा, जिसका लिंक डिस्क्रिप्शन के अंदर मेंशन्ड है. सो नाउ गाइस, लेट्स स्टार्ट विद टुडेस सेशन, बट लेट मी टेल यू दैट बिफोर स्टार्टिंग दिस सेशन इट इज मैंडेटरी फॉर ऑल ऑफ यू टू आंसर द क्वेश्चंस इन द कमेंट सेक्शन. तो आप सभी को साथ साथ मेरे साथ कमेंट सेक्शन के अंदर आंसर करना है जो भी क्वेश्चन हम आपसे पूछेंगे. ठीक है, सो दिस इज गोइंग टू बी अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट सेशन फॉर ऑल द पीपल हु हैव नॉट इवन सॉ the previous 5 session that we have taken. So उनके लिए ये preparation हो जाएगी इन topics की. Apart from that, those people who have already covered the previous session but they have not revised them, so basically with the help of this session they will be able to revise all these current affairs. So let's start the session without wasting any more time. And here is the very first question on a very easier line. The question is from the Men's Hockey Asian Champions Trophy, which has recently concluded. So about this particular event, the 3 statements are being given and we have to identify that which of the following statements are incorrect about this particular event. ठीक है, तो जब भी एग्जाम में ऐसा क्वेश्चन आता है तो सबसे पहले हमें अंडरस्टैंड करना है कि किस टॉपिक के ऊपर क्वेश्चन है, व्हाट इज द डिमांड ऑफ द क्वेश्चन, और उसके बाद जो फॉलोइंग स्टेटमेंट्स हैं वहां पर हमें कीवर्ड्स पर फोकस करके आइडेंटिफाई करना है which has been asked in the question. So basically in this question we are required to identify the incorrect statement. तो पहली स्टेटमेंट में देखते हैं कि जो चैंपियंस ट्रॉफी है इंडिया ने जीती है by defeating China in the finals. So that is absolutely right. So first statement is correct here. Second statement, India has retained the trophy for the 3rd consecutive edition after its triumph in 2023. So if I talk about this event, guys, so India has basically won this event for the 2nd consecutive time and not the 3rd. That is why the statement is incorrect. Third statement, Indian captain PR Srijesh was declared as the player of the tournament, but as per our discussion, guys, we have already seen that the player of the tournament was Indian captain, but that person is not PR Srijesh, it is basically Harmanpreet Singh. That is why the third statement is also incorrect. So what will be the right answer here? Absolutely right. Right answer will be option B, that is 2 and 3 only. So let me tell you guys that this session is going to be a little rapid fire one, because we have already discussed these topics in a very detailed manner in our previous session. So let's move on to the next question. So next question, you have to identify the name of the person who has been recently appointed as the brand ambassador for Ministry of Ports, Shipping and Waterways. और एक और यहाँ पर कैरेक्टरिस्टिक दी गई है, फीचर दिया गया है उस पर्टिकुलर पर्सन का, उनके बारे में एक एडिशनल इंफॉर्मेशन दी गई है that this person is also the only Indian to win 2 individual Olympic medals in a single edition of the Olympics. So basically this personality has won 2 medals in the recently happened Paris Olympics 2024. So what exactly is the name of this person? This is option C, that is Manu Bhaker is the right answer. ठीक है, so guys, this is a very important part, and when we talk about the Olympics, guys, we all know that they have taken place in Paris this year. ठीक है, so this is the right answer, option C. Let's move on to the next question. So next question is on the Gaganyaan program and the Bharatiya Antariksh Station. So Gaganyaan program, we all know that it was launched in year 2018, but Bharatiya Antariksh Station has recently been approved by the Union Cabinet, and we have to identify the correct statements about this particular 2 topics. So first statement, that Union Cabinet has approved the inclusion of Bharatiya Antariksh Station in the Gaganyaan program. Definitely this statement is right, and with the vision to complete 8 missions that will be completed by December 2028. तो टाइमलाइन काफी ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है यहाँ पर, किस टाइमलाइन पर हम इसको कंप्लीट करने वाले हैं, हाउ मेनी मिशंस विल बी देयर, और जो भारतीय अंतरिक्ष स्टेशन है इसका स्कोप यहाँ पर बढ़ाया गया है बाय इंक्लूडिंग इट इन द Gaganyaan program. So that is why this particular statement is absolutely correct here. Now the second statement is basically the revised Gaganyaan program. So Gaganyaan program में यहाँ पर भारतीय अंतरिक्ष स्टेशन को इंक्लूड किया गया. So some revision has taken place there to achieve an operational भारतीय अंतरिक्ष स्टेशन by 2035. Absolutely right. और जो क्रूड लूनर मिशन है that will be completed by 2040. So absolutely right, we have already discussed कि India is planning to launch a crewed lunar mission by 2040 where Indian astronauts will be landing on the moon. Apart from that, भारतीय अंतरिक्ष स्टेशन को completely operational किया जाएगा 2035 तक, but उसकी पहली यूनिट को हम ऑपरेशनल करेंगे by December 2028. That is absolutely correct here. Moving to the third statement, the total funding. So total funding काफी इंपॉर्टेंट है क्योंकि गगनयान प्रोग्राम में हमने चेंज किया है, तो यहाँ पर some amount has been added to the portfolio of Gaganyaan program, and the final revised amount for this Gaganyaan program is 20,193 crores. So here guys, all the statements are correct. So right answer will be option D. That is all 1, 2 and 3 are correct. So you can see here that in the exam as well, the question will be across these lines only, right? And we have also discussed these news articles. We have also tried to solve the MCQs in the sessions as well on the similar lines as well. ठीक है, so that is why we have to make sure कि हम ऐसे questions के अच्छे से practice करें, उनको retain करें, और ऐसे questions के practice करने से definitely आपकी retention power में काफी ज्यादा impact पड़ने वाला है. ठीक है, so I believe कि आप सभी को ये काफी clear है. अगर गगनयान प्रोग्राम की बात करते हैं, it was launched in year 2018 and in this particular part we are basically aiming to send human astronauts, Indian astronauts to the low Earth orbit. So this is something that we really are required to remember from exam point of view. Let's move on to the next question. So next question is a very easy question. So you can see here, see directly here the dates are been mentioned. From the very first few words we can see that it is asking about the International Equal Pay Day. So on which date we celebrate this day? So this date is celebrated on एवरी ईयर 18th of September. तो 18 सितंबर को हम हर साल सेलिब्रेट करते हैं इंटरनेशनल इक्वल पे डे. ठीक है, तो इसी के साथ ही वर्ल्ड पेशेंट सेफ्टी डे भी सेलिब्रेट किया जाता है. कैन एनीबॉडी टेल मी द डेट ऑन विच इट इज बीन सेलिब्रेटेड? सो द वर्ल्ड पेशेंट सेफ्टी डे इज बीन सेलिब्रेटेड एवरी ईयर ऑन 17th of September. Okay, so these are the information that we can always connect with one another to retain more and more information from the exam point of view. Let's move on to the next question. Next question is about a major flagship event which has been conducted by the government of India, that is Global Reinvest Renewable Energy Investors Meet and Expo. When I talk about this event guys, so this event is basically kind of event which is a stage where all the people which are all the stakeholders which are related to the renewable energy, they meet and India basically showcase their progress in terms of adopting renewable energy. So this event is really very important and we have to identify here the correct statement about this event. So three statements are being given. First of all, which ministry is responsible for organizing this event? That is Ministry of New and Renewable Energy. Then where this particular event will be taking place? In Maharashtra? No, it will be taking place in Gujarat. So this statement is incorrect here. Second statement, that it is the government of India's flagship event. Absolutely right. It showcases India's RE potential to the world and invite investment in the sector. Absolutely right. And the first time when this event was taken place, it was held in 2015. So all these information are correct here. Now when I talk about the third statement, so here the third statement is about the partner organizations which are CII and IRDA. So absolutely third statement is also right. We were required to identify the correct statements. So right answer to this question will be option B, that is 2 and 3 only. Absolutely right. This is the right answer. Now let's move on to the next question guys. Next question is about BioRite scheme. So you must remember the story of Arjun, who is a biotech engineer and he want to take his projects, he want to realize his projects which he do in the lab from lab to the real world, and that's why he want a ride of his projects to take them to new heights. And for that government of India has come up with the BioRite scheme. तो इसी स्कीम के ऊपर आपके सामने तीन स्टेटमेंट्स हैं अक्रॉस द डिफरेंट डायमेंशंस की. स्कीम कौन सी डिपार्टमेंट की है, इस स्कीम को कितने टाइम के लिए लॉन्च किया गया है, व्हाट इज द आउटले ऑफ द स्कीम, व्हाट आर द डिफरेंट कंपोनेंट्स ऑफ द स्कीम. सो यू कैन सी दैट एग्जाम के अंदर ऐसे ही क्वेश्चन आपको देखने को मिलेंगे. सो सबसे पहले जब हम बात करते हैं BioRite स्कीम की, व्हेनेवर वी सी एनी एक्रोनिम गाइस, मेक श्योर पहली चीज आपको क्या करनी है, आपको याद रखना है उसका फुल फॉर्म. व्हाट एग्जैक्टली BioRite स्टैंड्स फॉर? इट इज बायोटेक्नोलॉजी रिसर्च इनोवेशन एंड एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप डेवलपमेंट. ठीक है, तो हमने बात की थी अर्जुन की. तो अर्जुन बेसिकली रिसर्च करेंगे, इनोवेट इनोवेटिव प्रोडक्ट्स लेके आएंगे, फिर एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप करके प्रोडक्ट की डेवलपमेंट की जाएगी. सो वी हैव ऑलरेडी कवर्ड द स्कीम इन अ डिटेल मैनर गाइस. सो दिस स्टेटमेंट इज एब्सोल्युटली राइट as this scheme is of the Department of Biotechnology. Second statement is about one of the newly launched component of the scheme, that is biomanufacturing and biofoundry. Absolutely right. Third statement was about the tenure as well as the outlay. तो outlay scheme का है 9197 crore. Absolutely right. And the tenure is also here mentioned as 2021 2022 to 2025 25 26. so this tenure is also right, but यहाँ पर एक छोटी सी इंफॉर्मेशन को ब्रैकेट के अंदर दिया गया है, that is the period of 16th finance commission period. But when we talk about this period guys, so this is not of the 16th finance commission, this is of the 15th finance commission. So that's why first and second statement are correct, but third statement is incorrect. So we were required to identify correct statement. Right answer will be option A. अगर आप में से कोई ऐसा स्टूडेंट है जिसने स्कीम को इन डिटेल में कवर नहीं किया है, so you can see here that I have basically covered this scheme in a very detailed manner and in a very informative manner. तो आप definitely PDF से इस particular link पर जा सकते हैं और इस सेशन को देख सकते हैं in case you have missed this particular session. Now let's move on to the next question. So next question is about the 8th India Water Week. So India Water Week, we all know that it has been celebrated every year in our country from 17th to 20th of September, and this year again we have launched the 8th edition of India Water Week, and we have to identify here the correct statements about this week. So सबसे पहली statement that it is a novel concept by the Ministry of Panchayati Raj. अगर हम बात करें इंडिया की, so this India Water Week, तो water के लिए which ministry is responsible? We are having a specific ministry for it. What is the name of that ministry? That is Ministry of Jal Shakti. So that is why this will not be the Ministry of Panchayati Raj but the Ministry of Jal Shakti, and that's why the first statement is incorrect. Although duration is mentioned correctly here, that is 17 to 20th September when we celebrate India Water Week. Second statement is about the theme, that it will be partnership and cooperation for inclusive water development and management. That is absolutely right. Moving to the third part, so Ministry of Jal Shakti will be the partner ministry for the week. Guys, when I talk about this partner ministry this year, the partner ministry will be Ministry of Panchayati Raj and not the Ministry of Jal Shakti. Ministry of Jal Shakti is the one which organizes this India Water Week. So that's why third statement is also incorrect here. We were required to identify only correct statement. So here option D will be the right answer. That is only statement 2 is the correct here. Let's move on to the next question guys. So next question is about a platform which has been recently set up at one of the following locations, and this platform will really help the people there for Pashmina wool roving facility. It will provide training for development of production facility for essential oil extraction. So the name of this platform is CREATE, which stands for Center for Rural Enterprise Acceleration Through Technology. That is CREATE, that is Center for Rural Enterprise Acceleration Through Technology. So this CREATE has been set up at Leh. That is the right answer. Next question, so the question is on Engineers Day. We all know that every year we celebrate this particular day on 15th of September, but what is the name of the person whose birth anniversary is been marked by the Engineers Day? And this personality is renowned Indian engineer and statesman who is known for his pioneering work in civil engineering. What is the name of this person? So the name of the person is Sir Mokshgundam Visvesvaraya, and this day is being celebrated every year on 15th of September. So option A is the right answer. Moving to the next question on the Bhaskar portal. So guys, next question is on Bhaskar portal, where we are required to identify the correct statements about the portal. Again, three statements are being given. So first statement, once again we have to identify here first of all what is the full form of Bhaskar. So it stands for Bharat Startup Knowledge एक्सेस रजिस्ट्री. तो एक ऐसी एक रिपोजिटरी हम बनाएंगे इस पोर्टल के थ्रू, जिससे कि यहाँ पे सभी इंपॉर्टेंट डिटेल्स को यहाँ पर एक्सेस कर सकते हैं. ठीक है, तो भारत स्टार्टअप नॉलेज एक्सेस रजिस्ट्री को बनाया जाएगा एंड इट विल बी लॉन्च अंडर द स्टैंड अप इंडिया स्कीम. गाइस, ऊपर बात हो रही है स्टार्टअप की और यहाँ पर बात हो रही है स्टैंड अप इंडिया स्कीम की. सो देयर इज अ बिग मिसमैच हियर एंड लेट मी टेल यू दैट दिस पोर्टल हैज बीन लॉन्च्ड अंडर द स्टार्टअप इंडिया प्रोग्राम. That is why this statement is absolutely incorrect. Second statement, Bhaskar's value propositions are designed to meet the unique needs of each stakeholder in the startup ecosystem. Absolutely right. Third statement basically tells us that under the part of this portal, Bhaskar ID will be provided to each participant of the startup. तो startup ecosystem के हर एक participant को Bhaskar ID provide की जाएगी, and this statement is also correct here. So right answer is option 2 and 3 are the statement 2 and 3 are correct. That is option B is the right answer. सो अगर आपने इस स्कीम को मिस किया है गाइस, इस पोर्टल को अगर आपने मिस किया, डेफिनेटली यू कैन वॉच दैट पर्टिकुलर सेशन बाय क्लिकिंग ऑन द लिंक गिवन इन दिस पर्टिकुलर स्लाइड। ठीक है, तो आप देख सकते हो कि काफी डिटेल के अंदर इस पर्टिकुलर पोर्टल को हमने डिस्कस किया था ड्यूरिंग आवर सेशन, and you can definitely watch that again. But for now, let's move on to the next question. Next question is on the 30th World Ozone Day. So this has been celebrated on which date? The theme is being mentioned, which is related to Montreal Protocol. And the second blank also is been asking the information on the same, that what exactly is the year in which Montreal Protocol was being signed here. So what exactly is that year? That is 1987. What is the date on which we celebrate 30th World Ozone Day? That is on 16th of September. So right answer is option E. That is 16th September is the date of the World Ozone Day, and 1987 is the year in which Montreal Protocol was being signed. So that is the right answer to this question. Let's move on to the next question. So next question is on the Swachh Vayu Sarvekshan Awards. So Swachh Vayu Sarvekshan Awards were presented to the performing National Clean Air Program cities, and we have to identify here the करेक्ट स्टेटमेंट अबाउट दीज अवार्ड विनर्स। तो ये जो अवार्ड विनर्स हैं हु हैव वन द स्वच्छ वायु सर्वेक्षण अवार्ड, तो उनके ऊपर हमारे सामने तीन स्टेटमेंट्स हैं। वी हैव टू आइडेंटिफाई व्हिच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग स्टेटमेंट्स आर करेक्ट विद रिस्पेक्ट टू द स्वच्छ वायु सर्वेक्षण अवार्ड्स। सो फर्स्ट स्टेटमेंट इज अबाउट सूरत, जबलपुर, आगरा, सो दे हैव वन। सो लेट मी टेल यू गाइस दैट दीज अवार्ड्स बेसिकली डिवाइड्स द इंडियन सिटीज अक्रॉस थ्री कैटेगरीज: category 1, category 2 and category 3, and the category 1 is having the population more than 10 lakhs. ठीक है, more than 10 lakh is the population. But when I talk about the category 2, so category 1 is more than 10 lakh population. The category 2 is basically between, the population is basically under the 3 lakhs. So it is between 3 to 10 lakhs. The category 2 is 3 to 10 lakhs and the category 3 is less than 3 lakhs. ठीक है, सो यहां पर पहली स्टेटमेंट में है कि कैटेगरी 1 के अंदर सूरत, जबलपुर, आगरा है वन द अवार्ड, एब्सोल्युटली राइट. सेकंड स्टेटमेंट स्टेट्स दैट फिरोजाबाद, अमरावती एंड झांसी have won the award in category 3. And the third statement states Raebareli, Nalgonda and Nalagarh won the award in category 2. But let me tell you guys that Firozabad, Amravati and Jhansi, so these locations have basically won the award in the category 2 of this particular award. But when we talk about Raebareli, Nalgonda and Nalagarh, they have won the award in the category 3, and that is why the second and third statement are incorrect. So here the right answer will be option 1 only, that is option E is the right answer. ठीक है, तो statement 1 is something which is only the correct here, that's why option E is the right answer. So in case you have missed this particular news article, so we have already discussed that news article in a very detailed manner during our session. You can definitely watch that particular session by clicking on the link given here. Let's move on to the next question. So next question is about the Rangeen Machli app, which has been recently launched, and we have to identify correct statements about the particular app. So guys, when we talk about the Rangeen Machli mobile app, it has been recently developed by ICAR CIFA with the support from the Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampada Yojana. Very important point, whenever such kind of apps are being launched, we have to make sure that we have to identify that what under which scheme this particular app has been launched. What is the name of the scheme? Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampada Yojana, that is the name of this particular scheme. ठीक है, so this is the name of the scheme which is coming up with this plan, and under which this particular mobile app has been launched. Second part is what is the aim of the mobile app? That is to meet the growing needs of ornamental fisheries sector. Absolutely right. And one of the key features of this app is to find aquarium shops. तो अगर आप अपने आसपास कोई एक्वेरियम शॉप को लोकेट करना चाहते हैं, डेफिनेटली यू कैन मेक द यूज ऑफ दिस फाइंड एक्वेरियम शॉप टूल which is under the Rangeen Machli app. Now the third statement is that this app will be providing multilingual information on popular ornamental fish species in 8 Indian languages. So that is also right here. So which of the following statements are correct? Option D, that all the statement 1, 2 and 3 are correct as per the Rangeen Machli app. So guys, whenever these apps are been launched, these programs are been launched, schemes are been launched, we have to make sure that we remember about this particular details. And this news article is very important for the NABARD aspirants. So all the NABARD aspirants who are preparing for phase 2 exam, make sure you remember this particular name of the app. Let's move on to next question. Next question is about the National Pension System Vatsalya scheme which has been recently launched. So guys, I believe कि इस स्कीम को देखते ही आपको याद आ गया होगा एक कैरेक्टर जिसको हमने नाम दिया था वत्सल्य, जिसके लिए स्कीम को लॉन्च किया गया है. And here I think it will be very easy for you to identify the correct statement here about this NPS Vatsalya scheme. ठीक है, तो पहली स्टेटमेंट है that as a part of the scheme the minimum contribution will be rupees 1000 per annum, which is absolutely right, and there is no limit on the maximum contribution. तो यहाँ पर minimum contribution is rupees 1000 per annum, but the maximum contribution is there is no limit here. That is why the statement is absolutely right. Moving to the second statement, upon reaching the age of 18, the NPS Vatsalya account is converted into the regular NPS account. तो automatically conversion होगा from NPS Vatsalya to NPS regular account. That is right here. Third statement is about the registration process for NPS Vatsalya scheme, and this includes methods like Aadhaar, DigiLocker, among others. So this statement is also correct here. So right answer is statement 1, 2 and 3, all of them are correct. Right answer is option D. All 1, 2 and 3 are correct with this particular part. And you can see here that here I have discussed the scheme completely in a very detailed manner. So you can definitely watch this session and you can really आप अपने knowledge को gain कर सकते हो with the help of this session about this particular scheme. Let's move on to next question. The question is on the Pradhan Mantri Kisan Man Dhan Yojana, which has recently completed 5 years of its launch. So इससे पहली जो scheme थी that was about the financial security for the people who are under 18 years. But when we talk about the people who are above 18 to 70, guys, we are having the NPS, right? But what about the farmers? How we will be providing the financial security to farmers? Through the Pradhan Mantri Kisan Man Dhan Yojana, and this scheme has recently completed 5 years of its launch, and we have to identify here incorrect statement about this particular scheme. तो पहली statement आपके सामने है that the scheme basically provides social security to all land holding small and the marginal farmers across the country, which is correct here, under which fixed monthly pension will be rupees 3000. तो यहाँ पर 3000 की fixed monthly pension हमारे small और marginal farmers को मिलेगी when they will attain the age of 60 years. Absolutely correct here. Second statement, to qualify the farmers have to contribute. See guys, every we are not getting anything in free, we are always getting something in return after paying something for that part. Similarly here farmers are also required to pay some premium, and what exactly that is, basically they, in order to receive the monthly income, they have to contribute monthly to the pension fund during their working years. And what exactly is the age limit here? That is 18 to 40 years. A farmer between the age of 18 to 40 can basically participate in this particular scheme, and they need to contribute between 55 to 200 per month until they turn 60 years, and after that only they will be getting the monthly pension of up to rupees 3000, right? Sorry, the fixed monthly pension of rupees 3000 will be there. ठीक है, कोई फ्लेक्सिबल नहीं है यहाँ पर. The 3000 amount is basically fixed here. ठीक है. Now moving to the third statement, the subscriber passes away while receiving their pension. We told you that there is a facility. अगर subscriber basically loses his life or her life, then their spouse will be entitled to a family pension equal to 50% of the amount. That means 3000 जो यहाँ पर amount था उसका 50% 1500 rupees उनको as a family pension मिलेगा. So this statement is also right. So right answer here is, we were required to identify incorrect statement. Right answer is option E. That is none of the above is incorrect here. So once again, you can watch this particular scheme session by clicking on the link given here in this particular slide. Let's move on to the next question. So next question is about the Hindi Day, guys. So we all know that Hindi Day we all celebrate, but apart from that we also celebrate World Hindi Day as well. और इस क्वेश्चन के अंदर हमें दोनों ही डेज की डेट्स को आइडेंटिफाई करना है. सो हिंदी डे वी बेसिकली सेलिब्रेट एवरी ईयर ऑन 14 September and World Hindi Day we celebrate every year on 10th of January. So here option A will be the right answer. Moving to the next question, guys. Next question is on the BRICS Literature Forum 2024, in which India has also participated, and we have to identify the country which is hosting this particular event. So the name of the country is Russia, which has hosted the BRICS Literature Forum for 2024. ठीक है, तो यहाँ पर ज्यादा एक्सप्लेनेशन का कोई पार्ट नहीं है, इसलिए आई एम जस्ट मूविंग ऑन टू द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन बिकॉज देयर इज नॉट मच दैट वी कैन कवर फ्रॉम दिस पर्टिकुलर न्यूज आर्टिकल, राइट? Now let's move on to next question, guys. We all know that the government has recently renamed a lot of cities as well, and now it was the turn of the capital of Andaman and Nicobar Islands, whose capital was earlier known as Port Blair, and now its has been renamed as Shri Vijaypuram, and that is why option B is the right answer. Next question is about the Mission Mausam. तो Mission Mausam के ऊपर आपको correct statements बताने हैं. We all know Mission Mausam was been launched by the government of India in order to address and to enhance the forecasting, weather forecasting abilities of our nation. And the first statement here is the mission was launched with an outlay of 2000 crore for a period of 2 years, which is absolutely right. And this scheme will be implemented by Ministry of Earth Sciences. तो ministry का नाम important है, timeline important है, and the outlay is very important. Second part, it will be boosting India's weather and climate related science, research and services. तो इन सब चीजों पर ये काम करेगा और boost करेंगे. So this is also correct here. Now the third statement is that it will include deployment of next generation radars and satellite systems, and this is also again correct. So right answer will be option D, that is 1, 2 and 3 are correct about the Mission Mausam. Once again, in case you have missed this particular session, guys, you can definitely watch that session by clicking on the given link. Let's move on to next question, which is on a very important scheme, that is Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana. And we all know that recently fourth phase of this particular scheme has been launched. So in this part, we have to identify the statements which are correct about this particular Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana. ठीक है, तो phase 4 जो है इस scheme का, it has been launched with an outlay of 70,125 करोड़, जहां पर central share रहेगा 49,000 करोड़ का और स्टेट शेयर रहेगा 21,000 करोड़ का, which is absolutely right. Second statement, what is the target of this scheme? The target is the construction of 62,500 kilometers road for providing new connectivity to eligible 25,000 unconnected habitations, which is absolutely correct here. Now let's move on to third point. Third point is that the scheme was launched as a central sector scheme in 2000 under the Ministry of Rural Development. Guys, a very important statement here. This is a very important static detail of this particular scheme. When we talk about the Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana, in the previous statement we have discussed that there will be central share as well as a state share. When we talk about the central sector scheme, there is only central government share and there is no state share. But in the central sponsored scheme, we have basically the share of both center as well as the state. So that's why this scheme is not a central sector scheme. This is a centrally sponsored scheme. That's why the statement is incorrect. But yes, ministry is correct here. That is Ministry of Rural Development, which has come up with the Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana, and that is why the statement is absolutely incorrect. Right answer will be option 1 and 2. That is option A is the right answer. So here we have discussed the scheme in a detailed manner. You can definitely click on the below link. Let's move on to the next question, and here we have to identify the name of the institute which has been globally ranked number 1 in the networking and 51 in the LinkedIn's top 100 MBA programs in the world. And what is the name of this institute? This is the institute under the Ministry of Commerce and Industry. Under the Ministry of Commerce and Industry, what is the name of the institute? Indian Institute of Foreign Trade. That is option B is the right answer. Let's move on to the next question. Here we have to identify the name of the archers who has been recently recognized as a national icon for person with disabilities by the Election Commission of India. So they will be encouraging the voters to exercise their right of vote. So what exactly is the name of these people? So is it Shri Rakesh Kumar, Miss Sheetal Devi, Miss Deepa Malik, or Shri Jeevan Bhatt? And basically here, guys, we all know that here it is Shri Rakesh Kumar as well as the Sheetal Devi, who have together won event in the Paralympics which has taken place recently in Paris, and the name is Rakesh Kumar and Sheetal Devi. So here option E will be the right answer. Let's move on to next question. Next question is about the Parliamentary Committee on Official Language. You have to identify the chairperson. Who among the following has been re-elected as the chairperson of Parliamentary Committee on Official Language? And the name of this person is Amit Shah. That is option A is the right answer. Let's move on to next important scheme here which has been recently approved by the Union Cabinet, and that is the PM eBus Seva Payment Security Mechanism scheme. We have to identify the statements which are correct about this scheme, right? So the statements which are correct about this scheme. So first statement, that it has been launched for the procurement and operation of e-buses. Absolutely right. इस scheme को launch किया गया है जिससे कि जो हमारे public transport authorities हैं वो यहाँ पर प्रोक्योर कर सकें इलेक्ट्रिक बसेस को और ऑपरेट कर सकें, ठीक है. और as we all know that electric buses and electric vehicles are really high-end vehicles and their cost is also high. So that is why to address the high capital cost of e-buses, the public transport authorities, they induct these buses through public-private partnership on the gross cost contract model. That is absolutely correct here. Second statement is the outlay for the scheme is 3435.33 crore where the tenure of the scheme will be fiscal year 2024-25 to fiscal year 28-29, which is again correct here. Third statement, it will support deployment of more than 18,000 electric buses. So we all know guys that as per this particular scheme, this scheme will be helping in deployment of 38,000 electric buses and not the 18,000 electric buses, and that is why this statement is incorrect. But moving ahead, this statement states that and will also support the operation of e-buses for a period of up to 4 years. But guys, when I talk about the operation of these e-buses, it will be maintained by the scheme for a period of 12 years. That's why this statement is also incorrect here. So here the right answer will be option A, that is 1 and 2 are absolutely right. And in case you have missed this particular session as well, you can definitely click here and you can watch this session where you will getting all the details of the PM e-bus Seva payment security mechanism scheme, which has been recently approved by the Union Cabinet. And with this, my dear friends, we are done with that question, and now let's move on to the next important question, that is on the occasion of International Literacy Day 2024, which we celebrate every year on 8th of September. Some awards were being recognized and conferred by UNESCO. You have to identify the programs which have been given these awards. So Walksham Educational Program has won this award, Library Without Wall, Fast Track Program, Illiteracy Eradication Project, Sokola Literacy Education for Indigenous Indonesians, ProEd Lecto Lab Program. So let me tell you that all these programs were being awarded during the International Literacy Day 2024 award ceremony, and yes, here the right answer will be option E, that is all of the above, which are absolutely right here. So guys, with this we are done with this particular session in which we have basically revised all the important dimensions of the topics that we have covered in the previous 2 weeks, that is through the previous 5 sessions. And now it's the time for you to tell me your scores out of 25, that what exactly is your score out of 25. We will basically identify with the help of the score that yes, what exactly is the level of our preparation, what are the topics which we are really required to revise again and again, and what is the kind of data that we tend to answer incorrectly in the exam. Okay, so we will be working on them and we will be converting our weak areas into our strength areas. So my dear friends, that was all from the today's session, and I believe that this session was really useful and fruitful to all of you. And in case you are having any queries, you can definitely mention your queries in the comment section, and you can also share your queries at hello@edutab.co.in. You can also call us at 814-620-7241, and if you have really liked the session, you can mention about that as well in the comment section. Now I will be meeting you in the next session. Till then, stay happy, stay healthy. Wish you all happy learning.